Of course there are shortcuts when it comes to fitness. Anything that makes it easier to perform the necessary work will enable you to get better results in less time.
Alright, I've mentioned this in past videos, but it's worth mentioning again because it's going to change a lot on how you think about diet and weight loss and exercise and everything like that. A lot of times people base their weight loss and weight management methods, what foods they're eating and what exercises they're doing, based off this promise that certain foods cause fat to go into a fat cell. Okay, so we've got sugars, and insulin and things like this, high glycemic, low glycemics, carbohydrates, blah, 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 blah. And on the other side, we have things like, oh, if you do this exercise, it increases fat burning, and everything like that. I know these things sound either scary or promising, but literally, they don't mean anything. They are worthless terms. They are worthless things to consider. Because the fact of the matter is, fat is going into your fat cells no matter what you eat. Okay? No matter what your diet looks like, no matter what you're eating, no matter how you're eating it and everything, you're going to have fat going into your fat cells, regardless of how you try and prevent it. And no matter what you do for exercise, fat's going to come out. Okay? It's coming out right now. You're burning it right now as you're doing this. And nothing you do is going to really make a huge difference on this one. Okay? Now, the point I'm trying to make is, again, the amount of fat in your fat cells is always about the ratio between in versus out. Calories in versus out. One side of the equation does not control anything. It's an influence, yes, it matters, but it does not control it. You can't control your body fat strictly by diet, okay? This whole idea of diet is 90% of results, blah, 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 it's bullshit. It's not true because diet only controls half of the influence, okay? Exercise, same thing, it's not going to control it either. And nobody ever gained fat or weight because fat went into their fat cells. It's a complete myth, because if that were the case, everybody would be fat, because everybody has fat going into their fat cells every day. It always happens. The only way you can prevent that is to not eat anything at all, ever. That's the only way you're going to prevent it. Of course, you're going to starve to death, but that's details. And the only way you're going to not have this is if, again, you die. Because if you're alive and your heart's beating, this is happening as well. So I want you to just break free of this nonsense of the fear of oh, that goes straight into your fat cells. So what? It doesn't matter. And then it's oh, this exercise burns fat. Yeah, so does rocking in a rocking chair. So does juggling hamsters or whatever. Nothing doesn't. There isn't anything out there that doesn't burn fat. There isn't any sort of food or diet or anything that doesn't cause fat to go in. It's the ratio between the two that's in control. And the only thing that can control that is you, not a diet or an exercise program. Till then, be fit, live free.